Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. So General Electric delivered a great number yesterday, better than expected on their Q4 earnings report, helping their shares surge by 11% in one day. The company reported fourth quarter earnings adjustments of 0.08 cents per share on revenue of $21.9 billion, falling just a penny short on expectations on earnings, but produced slightly then better expected revenue. But the real story was the free cash flow in General Electric, as they generated $4.4 billion in free cash flow in industrial businesses on the quarter alone, and that was nearly $2 billion more than expectations had it put in place. So that was quite a significant number going into a great earnings season for a lot of companies so far. And the company has been it's been a chronic underperformer, basically, General Electric, in the last year and even in the last decade. And this is, it's attempting a turnaround under the new CEO, Larry Culp, but it had to sell quite a few businesses as well to keep up with its mounting debt, and it looks like it's paying off slightly, as we'll look at the stock slowly in a few minutes' time. If there was a disappointment to the release, however, it was that the company does not expect its aviation unit to be up and running until the second half of 2021, and this is obviously due to the pandemic really taking a big hit out of a lot of the companies, and General Electric was did not get out of the firing line in that respect. So, it's not really a big surprise that a lot of companies are expecting the first half of 2021 to be a little bit difficult. And as we get into the back end of 21, we'll see if anything can be done about the sentiment over the pandemic, and if such companies like General Electric and their aviation unit will get back on track. Another company I just want to touch on today as well is Johnson & Johnson. They've issued an optimistic outlook for 2021 based on strong sales of their pharmaceutical and medical procedures. And obviously their distribution of their own COVID-19 vaccination should be, it's going into phase 3 trials shortly. So if that gets licensed and distributed, then that will be a big boost for Johnson & Johnson. And also another small thing to take into account is that the vaccination could be approved as a single shot rather than the Pfizer and Moderna vaccinations that need two dosages of the vaccination. So quite a significant step for Johnson & Johnson should their phase 3 vaccination trials be completed and successful as well. So the last time I looked on General Electric, I was looking at the peaks that we had in the middle of the last year and also the pre-pandemic peaks before. And then when we got to this peak, which was the last time that I looked at it, I was looking for more upside, which it seems to have done on a smaller basis. It's taken a little bit longer than what I thought it would be, but we're peaking up at the moment. We're expecting a little bit of a downside turn on the market open later today. However, I'm looking to see basically the pre-pandemic levels above $13. So that's what I'll be looking at in the next few trading sessions, if we can basically get up to these levels here. We're seeing a slight bearish divergence on the momentum indicator, which could bring prices a little bit further down, a bit more subdued, which is what we've seen around this area here. But we'll look for more clues on the indicators, the oscillators, RSIs, etc., to see if we can get roughly in this range here of momentum, and then things can start picking up nicely. So something to look out for in the next few trading sessions. And also Johnson & Johnson, their ascent has been quite extraordinary. The last time I looked at Johnson & Johnson, I made some nice bid positions, which took me to the recent peaks here. And then since then, I've been a bit precarious over the downside of the company, but it seems to be ascending quite nicely. And then we'll see if there's going to be a sell-off at any point. So I'll be looking basically if the gap here is going to be filled in the next few trading sessions. But as I said before, here and here, I made some nice buy positions, closed them early just to make sure that we didn't get any sort of irreversible pullback. But with the recent headlines for Johnson & Johnson, it has only been optimistic. So again, I'll be looking at any kind of divergences as well as we go into the trading week or the back end of the trading week. So that's all from the Stockwatch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.